queue, it's hella to you. All in the queue, just check out the view. All in the queue. To be in the know, just go watch the show. To know what to do, just jump in the queue. It's hella to you. So what you gonna do? All in the queue, it's hella to you. All in the queue, it's check out the view. All in the queue. All in the queue, it's hella to you. All in the queue, just check out the view. All in the queue.
Oh, y'all, excuse me, because you know how much I hate to interrupt your scroll. So let me hurry up and get through this, because you can go back to do what you gotta do, and I can go back to doing what I gotta do. And I made an illustration just to make it easier for everybody. All right, this is me, and this is you. Okay, and this could be a family, friend, co-worker, alone in the world with a little cat dog. I don't care who it is, to whom it may concern. However, when we get together, it is now us. You know what always gets me is when we first start out, it's always cool, calm, and collected. I like it that way. But somewhere along the lines, you realize, this is you once again, realizing that you like to play games. Okay? You have become so fascinated with playing games that now all of a sudden you think that you could play with me. Here's you thinking that you can play with me. That's crazy. It's honestly crazy, but obviously you like to live on the edge. Okay? Now, you realize that you found a new love for these games, that you want to incorporate them in your everyday lifestyle. You are dedicated to the process. You are even willing to bet it all. Now, here's this person who knows what I know, and they know that you are in a great deal of trouble, okay? What a dummy is what you call it, because to bet all of that and to only be left with my ass to kiss is diabolical. It's honestly insane if you ask me. All right now. All right, because the thing is this. Let me break it down for anybody who may be a little confused in translation. Here you are with the right idea, but the wrong bitch. Okay? It's very simple. It's extremely simple. Okay? Right idea, once again, wrong bitch. Yeah. So now that I have gotten wind of what you think is about to take place, I am pointing you in the direction of where maybe someone would like to play games, okay? Which is all the way over there, okay? Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Okay, I want you to go further, and further, and further away. You're so excited to continue on with these games that you're like, how much further do I have to go? You are so busy making your way downtown, walking fast, okay? You want to get there. You're excited. And even through all of this, even through it all, I'm still being a good Samaritan, a team player, if you will. I grab my magnifying glass because I am determined to help you find you something safe to do. All right, y'all. Well, look, share with those who need to know. Have a good one. Oh, y'all.
Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing? Give me 1 second because I forgot to do something. Child, listen, I've been working on this recap for you guys. I'm gonna get to saying hello in just a moment. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get to saying hello to everybody, and we gonna get in it so I can get out of the way. I said I'll come on a little bit early today. Maybe somebody want to listen to me on their ride home. Okay, let's see who we got in here. Let's see. Hey, Easter Battle, how you doing? Justin Thompson, what up, my dude? Babe Solo, hey, how you doing? It was so nice to, hug you at the meeting, on the Lori Lightfoot meeting. Hey, Jim C, how you doing? Eric Nunez, how you doing? Grandma Beans, what's up? Mario Tatum, you know what to do. The water bill credit. Hey, T from the D, what to do? I've been with you, look, twice today. I'm loving this, all of this, okay? Hey, Carrington. Miss Z, how you doing? Much love to you as well. Oh, Dub Science is in the building. If you all don't follow Dub Science, go over there and follow him. I'm telling you, he's doing some great things in photography and film, and he is videoing a lot of your famous artists over there. Okay. Oh, hey. Hey, Charlie, how you doing? Hello, Helen. How are you? K Mac, what's up? K Mac, I hope you off work. Don't be listening to me at work. Hey, Katora Davis, how are you? I decided to come on early today so that I could get this out of the way. So I don't be interrupting y'all scrolling this evening. Get this out of the way just in case anything pops off. Because Tuesday was a very eventful day for us. And we've been recovering, as I can see, ever since. Y'all been out here in these YouTube streets, making them do what they do. Okay. And I love that for y'all. Hey, Dr. Sturdivant, how are you? Sister Rose McGill, hey, you from the 810 family? Hey, okay, you saw me on 810 this morning? Okay, good, good. You and Cooking with Frank has the best quality videos ever, no BS. Thank you, Carrington. Mark Burnside, how are you? Oh, Asaya Aquil. Good evening to you. Blessings to you, sister. Hey, Mr. Is it Kimes? Kimes Brown? How you doing? Hey, Sharon Yasserel, what's up? Blessings to you. All right. Yes. Thank you, Justin, for putting that in. Yes, but working from home, enjoying possibly the last days. K Mac, I know that's right. Because Donald Trump, he already put it to y'all. Y'all got to go back to work. Hey, Light Within, how are you? We're going to get this live out of the way so we don't be in nobody's way. I don't want to interrupt nobody scrolling this evening. I've been trying for like a day and a half or so to get this live out of the way. So, hey, Susie Q, how you doing? 215 is in the building. Also, good evening to all of the new viewers, everyone that's viewing me for the first time. Good evening to you. Let me know in the chat if you are viewing me for the first time. Hey, Shanita, how are you? Okay, we're gonna get this out of the way. We're gonna learn a few things. I've seen a lot of posts in Dolton politics saying they were disappointed with the Lori Lightfoot report. I don't know why, because I was excited, and I'm gonna tell you why. Hey, I'm looking on YouTube. AK Cole has a video up when they have Super Stupid getting out truck with key price going to currency exchange. Yeah, AK Cole be stealing all people's stuff. I hope he be crediting people too, like he should. That video belongs to Sherry Britton, so I hope he credited her. And listen, it's so easy to credit people. You either say their name in your video, or you just attach it to your video. Just attach it to your video in the description. That's all you have to do. Okay. Okay. So, Trevor said, hey, tell Trevor I said, hey. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into this Lori Lightfoot review. Hey, Coffee Lord, how are you? We're going to get into this Lori Lightfoot review. Is that okay? I hope that's okay. We're going to do that because I think y'all have talked about this meeting far too long. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I did. Thank you. And we're going to be using my video today for this report. And I will be at the Dolton meeting on Monday. So we'll have another good view on Monday, and we're going to see what happens. But let's see. Let me find it. Is this one? I think this is part 1. Okay. So Lori Lightfoot came the first time, and she brought us this report. Okay. And this is the preliminary report. She brought us a preliminary report. And if you ask me, in this report, the only thing that she really told us was the deficit, what the deficit was in Dolton, and that was shocking. That would be the 589 checks that are still sitting on the desk that total somewhere around the neighborhood of $6 million. Amy and Kiera and Foxy Roxy, hello, good evening. I'm coming on a little bit early today so I can get this out of the way. Just in case, something happened and y'all need to run out here in these streets, okay? Hey, prima donna. Yeah, I know, Mario. I saw it. Hey, Tracy K, how you doing? Hey, E Todd. Y'all coming on in here. Okay, so at the preliminary one, I felt like she told us some information that we needed to know. I think she told us two key things. The first thing was that Dolton was not turning in their budgets and their financial reports to the comptroller's website, and that was something that is state mandated. And then she told us that there was a total of 589 checks that were on a desk somewhere that had not been sent to the vendors or cashed, and they totaled about $6 million. So she felt at that time that the deficit preliminarily was at least $6 million. She also told us that Lil Stank was spending money at the rate of $2.35 million a month, somewhere in there. So for me, if I had to guess, I would guess that the deficit is really somewhere around $20 million, give or take. Because if you're spending $2.35 million a month and you're already in the hole $6 million, okay, you do the math. That's just me though. Nelly Nail 7, hi, how you doing? And so those are the things that she told us preliminarily. Those were the shocking things for the residents. I think those were the things that made the most noise in the room, that people were really upset about the deficit, and that she had not been turning in the financial reports to the comptroller. And so government doesn't get much crazier than this, and it doesn't. And so Coffee Lord, that's something that they will have to look into. Is definitely conduct becoming a supervisor or a political figure. They would have to take her to court too. So, but the legality of it is she would have to be charged probably with something in order for them to be able to make that stick. So keep those things in mind, because legally, things just have to be done. She also told us in that preliminary meeting that John Kasperick, who is the CPA for Dolton, has become essentially the finance department for Dolton. She also told us that she was having trouble getting information from the Kasperick CPA firm. This is the preliminary report. So, nothing too crucial. She had problems getting some, paperwork preliminarily. So at the beginning, we all weren't too worried. These are things that she said, and we knew that a second report would be coming, but she told us this was, just her first interaction, with them. You saw Prima Donna on TV broadcast about Dolton? Okay, Prima Donna. I told you they was going to put you on there. I told you. Okay, good. Yes, Prima Donna is a wonderful person, Tracy K. Her and her husband. I love them both. Okay, so those things were told to us in the preliminary meeting. Okay, due to the village failure to file the required annual financial disclosures with the state, these monthly financial reports are the only record the village financial status that has been made available. Okay. Hey, Dave Bronson, New Zealand. Dave, do you go to bed? Because you be up. I'm telling you, you be up in these streets, these YouTube streets, okay? police will never arrest him. South Holland, the burden is really on that mayor. And he should have done something. He should have acted. But that's just my opinion. The views and opinions expressed on this platform are that of the super producer. Hey, love, helping out. Hello, super producer and friends. I'm sorry to announce. Make sure if you use no apologies. Yeah, I already told her. I went over there and told her. Uh, it's 11:30 in the morning, Dave Bryson. What, Friday? It's 11:30 Friday morning, Dave Bryson. Do I have that right? Let me know. Because I think y'all a day ahead of us, right? Okay. Um, so those are the things that we were told in the preliminary report. We were told that the general fund was in a net deficit, which is in a negative, was in a negative. And here it is. She told us that it was in the negative of $3.65 million. So let me tell you how I get to $20 million, because if the general fund is in a net deficit of $3.65 million and you have checks accumulated on a desk somewhere, and they are totaling $6 million, and then you don't know the full picture, and then you're spending at a rate of $2.35 million a month, you do the math. That's a lot of money, and it's more than $6 million. And so that, hey, Real Rap Show. Oh my God, Real Rap Show. Thank you for coming in to my live today. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen the Real Rap Show's content, go over there and watch his content. He is funny. I love his content. And he has been doing a little bit of reporting on Dolton too. So go over there and watch his content. And he's also on my exclusive, I think he's on my exclusive pages to watch. Tina, you listening, walking the dog? Okay. I read something about TIFF being exempt from the law within 90 days of an election recording regarding the fight at TT. We're going to talk about these protections that these seats hold. We're going to talk about that in another live coming up this weekend. Okay. What's the sidebar, doctor? Whenever you guys get a chance, Black Press USA channel, and look for his interview with Justin Bibbs, the young under 40 black mayor in Cleveland, Ohio. He has really transformed Cleveland. Okay. I'll go look at that, Dr. Sturtevant. Okay. Let's see. Oh, no. Thank you, Real Rap Show. I love your content. People should go over there and watch and subscribe. But anyway, check them out. Okay, Dr. Sturtevant, I'm going to star your comment so that I can go back to it when I log off and go and find what you were talking about. Okay. How can Tiffany say she has a surplus of millions of dollars but still be in deficit? She lies so bad it's not even funny anymore. A hoe's lies. Okay. Okay. So I hope you guys are understanding how I got to $20 million. So you are spending money at a rate of $2.3 million a month. You're already in a deficit in a general fund of $3.65 million. And then there are checks sitting on a desk somewhere that total $6 million. Yeah, that I believe that number is going to be quite large once they are able to audit all of the departments. I believe that number is going to be quite large. But that's just me. So those are the things that we learned in this preliminary report. And this is it right here where she said, shows the spending of the $2.35 million per month. And then in 2024, she was spending $2.5 million per month up until I think it was April. So we'll have to look because I believe she gave new numbers for and they're lower. The deficit has gotten lower since the trustees have put in those things in place. Let's see. All right, yeah. All right. So let's keep going. she highlighted some areas for us that were heavily spent in that, kind of we're trending up. And that's in general administration and administrative compensation, and in the police department. We all know that overtime hours were outrageous for the police department. Excuse me. All right. And so these are that. Okay. So those are the things that we learned in the first preliminary visit from Lori Lightfoot. She gave us the hours of, different police officers. We knew about the overtime. She told us about Lewis Lacey. She told us about Lacey having a credit card. This is where she talked about the $6 million worth of checks sitting on the desk somewhere. So yeah, that's what we learned preliminarily. Credit card use. In this preliminary, we learned that there were 6 credit cards, 4 American Express cards that were used by the police department. Now, why the police department would need 4 credit cards is beyond me, but there were 4. And then there was 1 American Express card that Keith Freeman had, and 1 card, a 5th and 3rd card, that was for the village as a whole. Casper, that's where we learned then that they were not turning in receipts for use of said credit card. Hold on one second. I'm gonna read what y'all saying. Yeah, Shanita, I didn't even see the interview. I didn't watch the interview on purpose because I don't like to watch anything before I give my thoughts. So I haven't watched anything that she said. Let's see what else. Hey, Made in Texas. I don't understand why she just don't walk away. Me either. Did you see Lori Lightfoot? No, I didn't. So, I Nelly Nell, like I said, I don't like to watch any of the reports before I give my thoughts and my reports. I don't watch anything. So I haven't seen anything. Don't forget about payroll. Payroll for those months through December are not included too. Correct. So that's why I said it's going to be upwards of $20 million or so. That's just my estimate. She was the Oprah of CC Gifts. She was, and you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a credit card, and you get a credit card. She definitely was. Hey, Carol Morton. Okay, you on the road. Be safe. Don't be trying to look at the screen. Just listen. Okay, let's see. They should sell the damn skating rink. George Brewer, I definitely think that, they should think about options for the skating rink. If they're not going to rent it out as a village, like the park district, rents out their buildings and stuff, then they should sell it to someone who's going to operate it as a skating rink or, do whatever to bring in revenue for the village. Okay. That's my thoughts on that. That's when we learned that they were not turning in receipts for credit card use. As per Kasperik, that's when we found out about the Amazon charges, and all of the travel things. Okay. And so that's when we found out about all of that. After that, if you guys remember, after that meeting, then that's when the trustees began to do things like putting in spending limits, taking away credit cards, changing banks, and all of those things were happening then. They began to put in spending limits and what you had to turn in and all of those things. So, that's what they did then to actually help curtail some of this, offset some of this spending. Okay. Let's see. It was so important to buy all those ice rink tiles, then not had to have open over the season. That thing haven't been open for winter time yet. Okay. and this. All right. So what I did for you guys, because you guys, I know that I'm a visual person. Okay. I feel like we need visuals. So what I've done for you guys is we're going to talk about a few things about this latest report. Because like I said, I heard loads of people say, she didn't tell us anything. Okay. If you say so, I'm going to tell you what I feel she told us, and it was a lot. All right, so let's go. Let's get her done. All right. So, first thing she told us was this was not a criminal investigation. She didn't have any type of subpoena powers, no type of powers to arrest anyone. This basically was a fact-finding mission. Hey, Kristen, welcome. How are you? This was what does this mean? It means that this is a fact-finding investigation to uncover facts to prove or disprove financial management. So cooperation would be paramount, but not required to be given. So she had challenges gathering needed documents. She didn't have any subpoena power. And there's a personnel policy that states that does not require cooperation for an external investigation. And I feel like that's something that needs to be fixed, in my opinion. Because if we working for a government entity like a village or a city or a township, you need to cooperate. You need to cooperate with the village business. And if the business is that we're trying to, we have an investigation going on into business practices, then you need to cooperate. I don't feel like that should be a choice. So I feel like that needs to be changed as well. What about the BMWs and Tahoes, Range Rovers, and taxpayers down? They're gone. So the Tahoes have been sent back. And I don't know. I'm thinking that this BMW is gone, but the Tahoes have been sent back. The Range Rover belonged to Tiffany before she even became the mayor. That was hers. And the BMW was Kamal's. Roland Martin has shared video of Lil Stank and KP going into a check cashing store. No pun intended. When people target their own to mistreat and destroy, they destroy themselves. Well, there you have it. And so because people were not cooperating, yes, Tracy K, this is why I believe that rule needs to be changed, right? Because we're dealing with the residents' money. And so you're conducting the residents' business. So I feel like that policy needs to be changed. But that's just, that's me. That's the way I feel about it. So because people weren't cooperating, that limited the scope of the work. What does that mean? It means that if she went to somebody and she asked them, do you have this or can I see that? And they said no, well, that's that. Just like that. That's that. So that would hurt her trying to gather information. And she did give us a new list of, let me show it to you guys. She did give us a new list of relevant and here she lists the scope that she began in the spring of 2024. And they were tasked with finding out about financial mismanagement by Lil Stank and others. So you did get that, and others, okay? Here is the list of relevant and state and local guidelines. So now you guys don't have to look them up. If you guys want a copy of this and you didn't get it, send me an email and let me know, and I will send it to you. Let's see what else. Okay. At this point, this woman is ticking me off. Her blatant disregard for procedural norms are beyond selfish and only inflates her ego. Her true hope is to make those she's helping dependent on her. That part. That sheriff in Louisiana that stole so much money once he was out, state stepped in with some relief to the community. Lori did indicate that could happen if she's voted out. Really. Hey Tracy Farrington, how are you? Okay. So these are so if you didn't receive the Lori Lightfoot PowerPoint and you want it, just send me an email at stoodupforthet@gmail.com and I will forward it to you and I will send it to you. Okay. Um but these are now she put all the state statutes there, all the regulations there. Um and so that's something that she gave us new that I felt like and that we needed to know. All right, so let's go over a few definitions because for me, if you don't understand the words that are being said, you're not going to understand what's happening and what they're talking about. Okay, so we're going to go over a few definitions. Those employees will get subpoenaed after once. Yeah, they will, but it's unfortunate, that has to take place. If you're working at a job and you're being paid by the residents, if the residents vote to have an investigation, then you should cooperate. Lori said a whole lot without saying a lot, and she did, okay? And she did, and we're going to talk about that. All right. So, like I said, I feel like you all need to know some definitions of some things. And the first definition we're going to talk about is appropriation. Appropriation really means budget. It's a sum of money or total of assets devoted to a special purpose. So appropriation, when they say appropriation, they mean budget. Okay. Municipal tax levy, the amount of money to be raised from the property tax as set forth in the budget for local government or the tax jurisdiction. So the municipal tax levy, that money goes to fund a lot of things in your township or your village. Yes, that video belongs to Sherry Britton. So I hope y'all go back to that video and tell him to credit Sherry Britton for that video if he did not. Everyone in this chat line needs to show Tiffany's videos to their mayors to see their opinions and reactions. I believe that too, Karen. That's a good idea. Last thing, I think we're going to be surprised that there are many more who are aiding her behavior. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan, but she's not doing this alone. No, Seema, she's not. And yeah, there will be many more people that will, learn. We've already learned a few and a lot. Big names, big people, we've learned a lot. We're going to go over yet more today. But I have a lot on my channel. If you haven't watched my videos, I have a lot. You look at Who's Keeping the Hen in the Yard, part 1 and part 2. That will help you as well. And then let's talk about the warrant list. We're going to get these definitions out of the way so that, that's right, Sharon. We're going to get these definitions out of the way so that you know what I'm talking about when we go to the next one. Hey, good evening to you, John QQ. Warrant list. The warrant list, okay? And I think this is another thing that she told you guys that was new, that she didn't tell you the first time. She told you how a warrant list gets put together. The trustees have no involvement in the warrant list getting put together. The warrant list is actually is comprised of invoices that are credited by vendors. So it's the department heads. So when the department heads get work done, or they try to procure services or goods, they are supposed to get an invoice from the vendor. And so they get an invoice from the vendor filled out by the vendor, and then they turn it in to their department head. The department head looks over the invoice and makes sure that everything is correct. And then they enter it into My Viewpoint, which is an invoice system where they have to input manually what the invoices are for and what they say and the amounts. And so the department heads do that. And then Janice Johnson, who is the administrator, we're going to get into that. She compiles this warrant list from all of the departments, and she sends it to the trustees so that they can review it and then discuss at the meeting who they want to pay and who they don't want to pay. Okay. That's the warrant list. Then you have the electronic warrant list, which are payments. So electronic warrant list, when they say electronic warrant list, these bills are already paid. Electronic, they're already paid. So these payments are paid by wire, ACH, which is a bank debit credit, credit card, or any other online payment method. Now, the thing that struck me was when she said any other online payment method. What other payment method should they be using outside of a credit card or a check? That was interesting to me. So it makes me wonder, did Lori leave something out of this report? Perhaps she did, but she didn't leave that out. That was an Easter egg for me. Siobhan Scales, hi, how are you? George Graham, hey. Sandra Kelly, I waited on you all day yesterday. Didn't come on, but listen, she on Willie D. She on Willie D. What? Now Willie D, he reports on ratchet stuff, so he probably had a lot to say. I wonder if they upload the invoice as well. Sharon, it's not an updated system. It's an antiquated system, as she told you. So they're manually entering everything, and there is nothing that's uploaded. What I want to know is what happens to those paper receipts. Are they being kept properly and stored properly? What is happening to the paper receipts? That's what I want to know. ES, greetings, super producer and chat. For those who feel like the Lightfoot investigation was not worth the money spent, I'm loving watching Lightfoot interviews in the days following. Yep. Yeah, definitely. She's already done a deposition. I'm gonna try to get the deposition and I'll go over that with you guys. We're gonna talk about a little bit of things. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get through this so we can, get to the other things. Okay. Okay. Wired, yeah, Sharon. So uh maybe they had to wire the payment to the city of Chicago water department. So maybe they had to do a wire transfer for that. So, those wires, they're pretty common and standard. There could be wire transfers going on for property, being bought and sold, and that Dolton may own and stuff like that. So those are pretty common. Hey, Wanda Smith, how are you? Hey, Laura Rack, how you doing? Electronic payments may not be paid when they are on the list. They may be compiled the list for the trustees and one is approved. Actually, during the meeting Q law, Lori Lightfoot told us that electronic things that are on the electronic warrant list, and if you listen to Carmen at the township meetings, the last meeting that they had where we had the fight, she said these items that I'm listing have already been paid. They were on the electronic warrant list. And the reason why they are already paid is because Kasperick is the acting as the finance department, and when the credit card bills come due, they just get paid. The trustees were not even seeing sometimes what was on the credit card bill, or if they would get paid, that bill gets paid before they even get the warrant list compiled, because if the due date is before a meeting, then it's already paid. Hey, Missy, you already? Okay. I don't think anyone turned in. No. And she said that they weren't turning in receipts for credit card purchases, and if they did, then they would get put on the electronic warrant list. So yeah. All right. So that's the electronic warrant list. That's what that means. I mean, Q law, you would be right in a regular situation, but this not a regular situation because she's not following regular business and accounting practices, right? Okay? Yeah. The lawyer report is factual evidence and the truth to complaints and anguish and the trustees were enduring and trying so hard to convey to the citizens. Tiff was purposely keeping records from in hiding, and she was. We're going to get into that. I'm sure that the feds may request the IRS internal audit. They're going to be requesting loads of things. When the subpoenas got sent, um, I'm not sure she even sent them any information. I'm not sure what Janice sent them. And Janice would be the one that would have been compiling the information, and she was the one that was actually mandated to appear for the subpoenas, the information that they asked for. All right, so let's get to new findings. So Lori told us in the first report that let me bring up this video. Lori told us in the first report that the comptroller, they were not turning in the reports to the comptroller. So they were behind, and so, they were in violation. She told us that. But during this meeting, Lori said something that was interesting to me, and I'm going to let you guys hear it. I'm gonna let you guys hear it, and it's what she says.
In that audit and other financial
is what she says about the comptroller.
Between 2001 and
hold on, I think I went past it.
Many challenges getting access to relevant documents and information from the of last year. The comptroller's office suddenly paid attention to the village of Dolton and took notice, while other municipalities across the state have been delinquent in their responsibilities for years. One might ask, why is that so? Next slide. One of the challenges, and we recommend, this is one of our recommendations, is the village doesn't have a codified municipal code. And what this means is the resolutions, the ordinances that are the backbone of governance for the village are not assembled in one location, filed with the state, so that all of you can look up what's the code say on this, that, or the other thing. This became something that we learned early on, which was a little bit of a surprise, but became another challenge to overcome in making sure that we had a true picture of what the rules and laws were that had been passed that govern the village of Dolton. As a result, these are the absence of archived ordinances and resolutions not being readily public led to gaps in our understanding about the laws, making governance unnecessarily difficult. Next slide. One thing, given what you've heard and seen over the course of the last couple,
I wanted to get to her comment about the comptroller. Hold on.
This became
because her statement about the comptroller,
the village administrator,
really cracked me up.
This investigation in earnest back in the spring.
Hold on, I can't. Let me find it on this financial report. Let me see where it is, and then I'll know. Okay, well, I'm gonna waste my time on that. Everybody that came into the room, hello, good evening to you. I think it was Kenneth Dawkins. It was Latasha B. James. Let's see. Who else? Yeah, I saw it, Latasha. Okay. So anyway, she says on part of it, she says, Lori says that she kind of let us know that we shouldn't reelect the comptroller because Lori pointed out that there are hundreds of your municipalities on this website that are out of compliance. She also pointed out that the ordinances that are most pertinent to the public are not even readily visible. They actually are hidden on the site in the archive section, making it difficult for the residents and trustees alike to be able to find information. Okay. And that was huge for me. Hold on, I'm gonna find this part where she says this about the comptroller, because that part really baffled me about the comptroller and all those other municipalities. And she said that they go back years. On there.
The first quarter of the village's fiscal year. No official can incur debt over and above what the budget is.
She said that it.
Zero accounting software helped put me on the right path. It's easy to find your numbers all in one place and get a clearer financial picture. So find the power in your numbers and open the right doors with Zero.
I tried to be ready for you guys.
It's approximately 21,000. Is done in the first quarter of the village's fiscal year. No official can.
Okay, when I hear it, I'm gonna come up there. Let's see.
What the budget
yeah, it's gonna be a huge indictment, John Q.
Two-thirds majority vote by the board trustees.
Hey, Karen Johnson, how are you?
Into contracts without a corresponding appropriation. The municipality must have an audit of its financial records annually. As you know, this became an issue, and we'll talk more about that as well. And that audit and other financial information must be filed annually with the comptroller's office, or as has happened now to Dolton, the comptroller has the ability to force an audit of the financial records. Now, on that point, if you go to the comptroller's office and you look under on their website under the municipal division, there are literally hundreds of municipalities across the state of Illinois who have not filed the necessary financial documents, whether it's the financial report, whether it's the audit, and some of these delinquencies go back years. But soon after we had our report in early August of last year, the comptroller's office suddenly paid attention to the village of Dolton and took notice, while other municipalities across the state have been delinquent in their responsibilities for years. One might ask, why is that so? Next slide. One of the challenges, and we recommend, this is one of our recommendations, is the village doesn't have a codified municipal code.
Okay, so y'all heard her say that about the comptroller. That right there, yeah, that made me feel like she was saying, you don't need to reelect her, because she's letting this stuff go on this website. There are hundreds of municipalities that are out of compliance. That to me is a red flag. Like, why? What is your office doing? And as a matter of fact, I want to show you guys the website, the comptroller's website. This is the comptroller's website, right? You don't see anything up here. It says local government. You can click that. It says learn more. So let me see here. Where we going? We need to find Cook County. I think it's up here somewhere. Like, this is wild. Like, this thing is so is not user friendly, right? Because when I bring it up and I look at it, I feel like I want to just see, here are municipality annual budgets. It is not very user friendly. Tracy, let's see, obtain information from voluntary info. Hey, Javar, how you doing? The comptroller is aware of which towns aren't turning in their financial audits. At least she should be. Okay. Didn't state comptroller office send each village like 100 for compliance each year? The money would pay for the full-time salary. Okay, listen, there is no lack of, well, there's lack of money now, but there's, you know, this child, she just ignored, or everything that she was supposed to be doing. But this comptroller website is not user friendly. So this is what Lori Lightfoot was saying about you know things being out of compliance. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so Dolton has a purchasing policy. We learned that. That was something new. We didn't know that. We did not know that Dolton actually has a purchasing policy and a manual that outlines the proper how to properly purchase goods and services for the village. So there actually is no excuse about why little Stank Booty is out of compliance or why she's not purchasing things correctly, because now we know that there is actually a purchasing policy manual and that it outlines step by step how to properly purchase goods and services for the village. So I don't think that little Stank Booty is going to be able to claim ignorance on this one, because there's an actual manual, and that's something we didn't know before, and now we do. And I feel like, yeah, put her under the jail, because if you have a book that tells you step by step how to do it, you don't have any excuse. And then it says who can purchase. She told us who can purchase and at what dollar levels. So let's look at that. So she told us who could purchase. That's right here. Who can purchase? Department heads up to 1,000, the village administrator up to 5,000, and in excess of 5,000, it requires the village board approval. So you mean to tell me that this manual actually said that them Amazon purchase, the Wayfair purchases, the ICE, all of those things were actually illegal, that she should not have been doing them without the board approval? Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. And Mr. Troy, she might blame everything on Keith Freeman, but guess what? She's the mayor. So, you can blame whoever you want, but you are supposed to get the emails, and you are supposed to be checking, and you are supposed to know, about these rules and these compliances and all of those things. So, yeah, no. This report proves that there are inadequacies in its administration's warranties illegal investigation. She's the one to educate others, so I'm certain she knows the policy. Okay, Seema, thank you. So she can blame whoever she wants. But, there's a manual. So all she would have had to do was ask Janice Johnson for the manual, and she would have been given it. But anyway, we learned that. We learned these rules that we didn't know before. We didn't know how much money the department heads could go up to. We didn't know how much the village administrator could go up to. So now we do. We also found out that there is no staff accountant, which is designated for purchasing, the purchasing agent for the village. There is no staff accountant. This position has gone unfilled, but is mandated by the state. We learned that. We learned that was a new thing. There's a missing position. What did I say here? I said the staff accountant centralizes and oversees the purchasing of goods and services across all departments. Excuse my typos. I didn't have my glasses at one point. I couldn't find them. Anyway. So by Lil Stank letting this position remain vacant, she removed the policing of the policing agent of the purse. Staff accountant rep is the board of review for purchases and payments. That's why she did not fill that particular position, because it is the policing agent of the purse. That's why. This was the first move right here to get rid of whoever was in this seat if they ever had one. If they didn't have one, the move was to never fill it, because that is this person's job. It's mandated by the state, and we learned that from Lori Lightfoot. That's not something that I knew. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Okay. Did y'all know that? And it was Dr. Sturdivant. I did not know that. I did not know that, so now you can see why the finance department, she strategically got rid of everybody in that department, right? She kept Tanganyika at the time because she was compliant and complicit with what she wanted her to do. Okay, no staff accountant. Right there, Lori Lightfoot told us in this report. This was the first I heard of this, that the designated purchasing agent for the village. The staff accountant is designated purchasing agent for the village. The staff accountant or his or her designee shall be responsible for determining if an item is budgeted, if adequate funds are still available, and if the proper purchasing procedures have been followed. Reviewing and initiating all purchase orders, payment requests after they are submitted to the finance department for payment. This staff accountant plays a crucial role in keeping a cap on spending. Hey, Cooking with Frank, how are you? Cooking with Frank, I heard something today. Let me talk about this right quick. Cooking with Frank, did somebody try to shake you down? Tell me if somebody tried to shake you down, because that was funny to me when I heard it. Did somebody try to shake you down for $500? Cooking with Frank, tell me. All emails and other trustees, yeah. Yes, that's crazy. If you obtain federal funding or grant, is it mandatory to establish? Yes. So they have a purchasing policy. That staff accountant is state mandated too. And she didn't have that. Yeah, they said 500, thought it was TIF. Oh my God, Cooking with Frank. She gonna get you one way or the other. Cooking with Frank, when she left that message on your video and she said you owe her some text and she gonna take you to court. She gonna take you to court. This is hilarious. Man, don't you ignore all that mess, because these people crazy out here. So when she got rid of, just keep that on your mind. When she didn't fill the staff accountant position, she got rid of the policing agent for the purse. Okay, that's what she did. All right. Now, an FYI. Now, this is an FYI. Okay. She charged $500 for everything. Don't she? That's all she know. That's the only number that she like. It'll take her a long time to get, an amount of money. She's about $500. That's crazy. But Cooking with Frank, I heard that. That was hilarious to me, by the way. Cooking with Frank, I hope you do a video about that too. I hope you do a video, because, oh my God. Anyway, okay. So FYI, any company doing business with a government entity should be fully vetted and cleared to do so. Registering with the government on the sam.gov. Now, this used to be called the DUNS number. So if you wanted to do business with the government, you would go to sam.gov and you would register to get a DUNS number. They have now changed that, so it's not called a DUNS number anymore. It's called a UEI number, which is a unique entity identifier number. And you just go to the website. I'm going to go to the website and show you guys what it looked like. Yeah, K-Max, she knew what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. Yes. Okay, she knew exactly what she was doing. In my occupation, we had a grip of ARPA funds. You have to report where every single dime allocated must be. And on a website, on a secure government site is where you have to do it, right, Chris Dudley? You have to go and account for every penny, not just dime, every penny. Okay. And so I'm gonna take you guys right quick to this sam.gov so that you can see. I want you to see this website. Okay, so this is where you should go. Any business that wants to do business with a government entity should register here. Hey, Eleanor Sweeney. And get you in a unique identity identifier number with the government. And listen, then you will be vetted and you will have a number to present with your invoice or your purchase order or whatever it is, whatever type of business you're trying to do with the government. And I feel like they should have this implemented in Dolton from now on. You need to have a unique entity identifier number with sam.gov, and you need, so that way we know that you're vetted and you don't have any violations or anything, and you can be able to present that to us when you want to do business with us, you know. And so you go here to do that. You go to that website to do that. Okay. Now this was the old problem. Well, it's still the problem that invoices are handwritten. I feel like that makes it a risk of manipulation. It makes fraud higher. You know, when somebody gives you a handwritten invoice and it's not put into a system, you know, that for me, all kinds of problems. Okay, all kinds of problems with that for me. I feel like they should be inputting into a system for that. That's just the way. And that way there's like a check and a balance. Then these departments can go in and they can be able to correct anything or let the vendors know, hey, you put something incorrect on here, and have them fix it. But yeah, definitely should be registered with sam.gov, get you a UEI number, and to be able to do business with the village. The warrant list, and she kept saying this over and over, and I thought it was yes, I truly appreciate that a super producer actually can educate us. Oh yes, thank you. Listen, I'm educating myself. I'm learning with you guys too. I thought it was odd that Lori kept saying this. She kept saying that the warrant list is prepared by Janice Johnson, and then she sends it to the board for review and approval, and then a check is drafted for signatures, which is odd, right? SP always breaks down the important. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like we gotta, we need to pull it out. We need to pull out the important things. She gave us a lot in this report. They got their money's worth, if you ask me. Okay, they got their money's worth. But yeah, so she kept saying, this is all she kept saying. Janice Johnson makes the warrant list. The warrant list is then put together and it's supposed to be sent to the board and the mayor for review, and then approval, and then a check is drafted for signatures. So I don't, I don't know, Janice Johnson. I haven't looked her up, but I feel like it's something coming ahead. I don't know, but it's a possibility. I would hope. I know that Janice Johnson was the lady that they were trapped inside of her office, and they wanted her to do something and she was refusing to do it. So, there may be a story come out there, right? So then Lori told us the purchasing policy here. The purchasing policy assumes that certain common goods will be purchased by the finance department. There are certain items, especially office supplies, which are used by the village and are common to all the operating departments and divisions of the village. The finance department generally purchases these items. So I think she put that in there to say that, none of the departments should be ordering office supplies. The finance department should be ordering supplies for the entire office and whatever is needed. So there shouldn't be any extra invoices coming from any departments for office supplies. A purchase order must be prepared for the following purchases: any purchases of goods or services, any purchase for a source determined by a formal bid. So if the village needs to have something painted, then they will put it's like a bid process. They will put a usually it's like on a government website, they'll put out that they are accepting bids for someone to paint the office, let's just say, because I know she had Village Hall redone, and that should have been done by a bid process. Let me see, I have something here on the bid process, I think. Yeah, so let me show you a government purchase order. Okay, so this is a purchase order. This is a government purchase order. And it has things like on it that the contractor, so there's a purchase, this is the purchase order agreement is being issued to, and they put the contractor's name. Services purchase, it lists what they're going to be doing. Let's say we want them to paint Village Hall. So we're going to say that this contractor has been hired to paint Village Hall. And then they're going to state the price, right? And then the delivery completion period of the performance. So right here should be a list of timeline of when they're going to do certain things and when they will be finished. And then you put whoever the project manager is or the department that asks for this service, their information goes there. The contracting officer, so whoever you're supposed to contact, you've been in contact with. And then there's billing instructions, standard contracts, conformance laws. I mean, this is a purchase order. This right here, all of those people that are at these meetings crying, these vendors that are crying, saying that they're not getting paid, you're not getting paid because you're not doing the proper process, which I'm baffled by, because it's easily searchable what you need to do. And you need to have a purchase order, and it needs to be signed by a department head, and then it needs to be approved by the board. So someone on the board should sign the bottom of your purchase order saying that this is okay for this person to get paid. We're going to allow them. We know this is going to be on the warrant list, and we're going to allow them to get paid for it. Yes, Kathy Fields are RFP. Yes, ma'am. Also, I was shocked when she said they have not report submitted for the grant money they received. Yeah, the ARPA dollars. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes. Hey, Consuelo Phillips, how are you? So y'all saw that. That is how you properly do business. An RFP should be done so that you can make sure that it's a binding contract. If you don't get paid, you can take them to court. It's binding. And so those things need to be done to properly get your business done. Okay. Now, let's talk about this Casperk situation. I'm going to actually go to the Casperk portion of this because I really thought that this was interesting. Give me a second.
No. They're implementing another work platform.
Okay.
There is in this purchasing policy.
Okay, we talked about this.
Of invoices from vendors. Paid in part because there is not a system.
Yeah.
You would think this is a very key position for the village of Dolton, that there are many items that appear on the electronic warrant approved by the board. Janice Johnson, who's the policy also provides in general.
And Janice's name keeps coming up, and that right there scares me because I know that she's worked there a long time. And from all the people that I have talked to, they say that she is a great employee. So, you know, I'm a bit confusion about it. Yeah, and that RFP makes the bidding process fair. And, you know, may the best be it win. And all of that. So I want to talk about, let's see. Yeah, so here I am. So the warrant process. This is what we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about the Kasperick CPA firm, because that firm, to me, allegedly is not reputable to me, allegedly. It says, she said that the Kasperick CPA firm is essentially acting as the Village of Dolton's finance department. Okay. No CPA firm should be acting as a village's finance department. They are there for checks and balances. They are supposed to be the auditors. That is why I believe that the Village of Dolton is paying them something like $163,000 a month, because they have to staff somebody daily at the village to be the finance department, right? So for me, that's really like a conflict of interest. You are supposed to be overseeing the finance department, but now you have become the finance department. Yes, Shanita, a month. That bill is very high. I believe Kiana Belcher even says it in one of the meetings that they have. It's the meeting that Casper came in the parking lot and Lil Stank told him to go home and not come into the meeting. That is the meeting that Kiana Belcher says, why didn't he come in here and give us some answers to our questions when we're paying him $163,000 a month? But for them to be the acting finance department, that's a lot of money. You're paying certified public accountants to be the finance department. That means they have to be in there every day. Versus the village hiring their own person who may be certified bookkeeper, or, you know, they may have an accounting degree but not be a certified public accountant, but they have an accounting degree, so that certifies them, and that be enough. So that price has gone way up, you know, because of that. Now, for me, this is why I put this here. The John Kasperick CPA plus Lil Stinkabooty both are in Thornton Township and Dolton. So Kasperick plus Lil Stank equals missing funds in both places. Allegedly, they both are getting a payday. Okay? If Kasperick serves as the village external auditors, they are not permitted to handle the accounting directly, but they can provide assistance. Well, Q-Law, they are, and Lori told us, they are essentially the acting finance department for the village of Dolton, because no one is in the finance department that works for the village. No one. Okay? Yeah, Cooking with Frank. They definitely was. Okay. One ping, I don't know, because I don't know if that's something they accept as a form of payment. So that's allegedly they both getting a payday. I feel like both of them. He is the accounting firm in Dolton and in Thornton Township. Now, the one thing we did find out that I felt was new, that credit card bills are paid as they come due. So if there is a credit card bill that's due on the 5th of every month, it's automatically ACH debited out of the village account and it's paid before the trustees even see what has been purchased with said card. Okay? Credit card bills only get added to the electronic warrant list if a receipt has been submitted. This is why Lil Stank went and opened 5 credit cards and continues to say these department heads need credit cards. She said it at the meeting on Tuesday night. I told y'all the IT department need a credit card. For what? Q law. Exactly. Exactly. And after this final report, did you hear Lori say she turned over everything to where it needed to go? Okay. She did that. But that's why Lil Stank went and opened up 5 credit cards. She had opened up 5 credit cards in Dolton. And she continues to say, these department heads need credit cards. Why? So they can buy you stuff so that you can use their credit card? So you can get their credit card? That's why Lil Stank allegedly? So that must be why she makes so many big purchases on the card, so they will automatic. That part, yes. Now you thinking. And prima donna, Casper is not just in Thornton Township. He's in University Park. He is, he's essentially everywhere out here in the Southland. Except for in Will County, because I'm telling you right now, Will County ain't playing that at all. So he's nowhere out here, but over that way, in the Southland that way, definitely. Okay? Now look. She also gave us the names of people responsible for making decisions during this time. Did you guys see that? I'm going to show you on the slide. Let's see. Right here, she tells you that after an expense is approved by the board, Janice Johnson is supposed to prepare a check. However, either if Jan Johnson is directed by Mayor Hinyard or someone else to hold payment, or if there are insufficient funds. So since March of 2023, millions of dollars of checks that have been approved have been held because there was no funds. Okay. Apart from payroll, the accounts payable warrant list reflects invoices that have been submitted for approval to be paid. Now let's go here. She talked about right here. Now, she finally gave us this information here, which I thought was interesting, right? I thought this was interesting because when SP uses her hands to explain points, that's when I know she has done a deep dive and explanation will be straightforward and to the point. You're welcome, Pamela. And it is. It's a reflex. I'm sorry. She could get more people to do what she's doing, increasing her circle of loyalty, and ensure she won't go down alone. Correct. Hi, Crystal Monique. How are you? Yeah, they're definitely not playing in Will County. They don't play that at all. Her name is clean like the damn gutter at New Jersey City. Hey, Q. Hey, James Jones. Stank, playing victim when the whole world see. Okay, thank you. I don't even be playing Stank no mind because she act like we ain't see what we saw with our eyes. Child. Anywho. Okay, so Lori Lightfoot finally gave us the names. She gave us names of people that were in charge. Why isn't Kamal's resume on file with the youth program manager? Because he probably didn't turn in one. Remember now, Lil Stank wasn't doing background checks. So she she wasn't taking resumes. Okay. Village administrator. So when she first started her administration, it was initially Dorothy Brown, and we already know her sordid history. We already know that she have some corruption allegedly in her history. We found that out with the check cash in place, and she had some things going on in Cook County. You can look her up and find that. And then Keith Freeman began in late 2021. The director of finance position had been vacant for some periods of time, and then Tangenique came in 2022. One day next week, I'm going to show you guys the deposition that Tangenique Miller did. And baby, listen, I guarantee you that she's already been talking to the alphabet boys, because there was some damning things in that deposition. And Super Producer has done a deep dive of that deposition. And so we are going to do that because there's some interesting things in there that you need to know that she says about what was happening when she was there. Okay. And so Tangenique was there until December of 2023. She went part-time. It's interesting in the deposition about what she says about her part-time role and when she performs these hours. Man, that I'm telling you, that deposition she does is wild. And I can almost guarantee you that she thought about some of the things that she said. And yeah, whistles is blowing. And so now the position is vacant, and it has been vacant. The director of administration is Janice Johnson, and she's worked at the village a long time, from what I know. Do you know the reasons behind Tangenique Miller's departure from her position as director of finance? Yes, I do. And we'll get into that in another live because it is extensive. She took a position. I will tell you this. She took another position with the state in downtown Chicago. And yeah, she took a different position. But I can guarantee you it was probably due to a lot of things that were going on in the office that she knew was incorrect. You should go to work for the government oversight department. Listen, made in Texas. Let me tell you what I always wanted to be. Always wanted to be an FBI profiler. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be the person that would break down people. That's what I wanted to be. But yeah, I would love to do that. Is Dorothy Brown the one who wears that down? Yeah, no, that's Darlene. That's Darlene at the township. Dorothy Brown is her mentor. If you go to the inauguration, you will see that she presided over the inauguration. So that's that lady. Look her up. Just put Dorothy Brown in Cook County and you'll see. Like I said, she's running a CCE, a continuous criminal enterprise, because she has people working for her and they're committing crimes for her. And that's a mandatory 25 years in Fed. There you go. Real Rap Show. Let me tell you, she actually admitted to that on the WVON interview. She told a story about Frank and how she said Frank had people that went out and did stuff for him, like collect signatures and things like that. What do that tell you? What do that tell you? Okay, there we go. All right. Real Rap Show. It's going to be a lot of snitching on each other as always. Because listen, I'm not finna do 50 years for you. Okay. All right. Lori Kamal's file only had 2 pages in the interview with Wardrobe. I believe the interview was a day after the investigation. I haven't watched the interview because I don't watch anything until I do my presentation. That way I don't know, extra things. The manager of the U program should have a bachelor's. Man, we know that he don't even have that. That is why it's taking so long. It's going to happen. Yeah, it is. I've got some breaking news for you guys, but I can't tell you because I got to get my receipts for you guys. But I have them. I have my receipts. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, like I said, Tanjanique went and she got another job, and she said she was working full time at the other job that she got and part time for Dolton. And she was working at least 25 to 30 hours a week. Let me know how you work a full time job that's 40 hours, and then you working 30 hours for Dolton as well. Make that make sense. But anyway, I'm going to leave that for y'all to figure out. My dog, Rex. The whole Dolton Thornton apparatus is the USA as a whole, either criminal or incompetent or complicit or complacent. Yeah. Well, that is what it is. So, since we learned that, we learned the names of people. Like, so for me, that was interesting because I just thought that Dorothy Brown was her mentor because that's what she said. She said Dorothy Brown was her mentor. And at the time, I didn't know that she was serving as interim village administrator before Keith Price. So that was new to me. Let's see. Currently is vacant. It's being filled by the Casperk Law Firm. Director of Administration is Janice Johnson. There is no staff accountant, and that is a mandated position by the state, and there is not one. But I told you that person is the policeman of the purse. So it makes sense that she did not fill that position because she probably couldn't find anybody that she could control in that position. Now, these are my questions about Casperk. And let me see if y'all have the same questions that I have. I wanted to know why Casperk didn't come to this meeting, because allegedly he cooperated with this second half of the investigation to the best, of his ability or whatever. So I wanted to know why he didn't come to the Lori Lightfoot meeting on Tuesday to address the residents, because that's who he works for. He doesn't work for Lil Stank. He works for the residents. Yeah, she put her in the role without the board approval. And okay, is Tanjanique the lady that was escorted out her office by the female officers? I don't know. No, because Tanjanique, she quit. She left. She resigned. So yeah, I want to know. We're talking about in Dolton. So in Dolton, Keith Freeman was the village administrator over there, because this report was mainly for Dolton. So we just talking about over there at Dolton. But Keith Freeman used to be the village administrator in Thornton Township until, him and Hendrick got into an argument and he was let go from over there because he was contracted over there. I believe that was a contract, a 1099 situation over there. Okay. Yeah, allegedly the CPA firm was not cooperating at the beginning of this investigation, right? So the second half of the investigation, and allegedly, okay, these are the things that I have heard from my sources, that allegedly Lori Lightfoot had to threaten the Casperk firm with an indictment because he was not cooperating in any way, shape, or form with her at all. And so that took some time to work out. And it is alleged that this second half of the investigation, that he began to cooperate and give her the papers that she needed. There's no hour in the township. She fired the lady soon after she got appointed. Greetings. Hey, strawberry shortcake. Okay. All right. So now we have Casperk cooperating. So for me, I felt like he should have showed up to the village during the second half of her report to I don't want to say face the gun line, but to report to the residents, to speak to the residents, to explain himself, explain what he is doing and what is going on. This is a lot of money that the residents are spending for his firm every month, and you couldn't come to the meeting. Now, there's no excuse about why you couldn't come to this meeting, because this meeting is being held at the Park District and Lil Stank is not in control. So, that confuses me too. The other questions I have about the Casper CPA firm is, are there any other CPA firms that they can hire? And what is Casperic's contract term? When is their contract up? Or can their contract be terminated because of this behavior? Okay. Can their contract be terminated because of what has transpired? Did you see that female on The Real Dana today? Dana was interviewing a female supporter of Tiff who claimed Tiff was an 11-year trustee. Really? However, haven't heard that from Tiff. Child, it is documented that Lil Stank is an 8-year trustee. I don't know where she get 11, because trustee terms were 4 years. Okay. I believe that law firms were involved in the corruption. There is way too much. Well, we know this, and we know the law firm. So everyone is being investigated that is close to Lil Stank. Trust me on that. So those were the questions that I had about the Casper law firm. Can we get Casper CPA firm? Can we get another CPA firm? What is their contract? What's the terms of their contract? When does it end? And can they be terminated for this behavior? Is this a breach of contract? Can they be terminated for this behavior? Can we terminate the contract? And so those are the things I want to know, because those are the things as a resident I would want to do. Let's see. All right, now let's talk about these ARPA dollars. Okay, so the Casper CPA firm is involved in every aspect of the village finances except for accountability. I don't understand that. Why don't they send a representative to the meetings if they work for the village? So if they're acting as the de facto CPA firm, and department heads are supposed to be giving reports, why don't they send anyone to the village meetings when we have them twice a month to give a report to the residents? That is confusing me. Hey, honeymoon, how you doing? And it has. You know what? Honestly, I commend the J House and men for wanting to come behind this mess. This is a lot. It is. It is a lot. It is a lot. So yeah, Todd, this is my thing. And so that's why I'm saying, why don't they send a representative to the village meetings at twice a month when we have them to give a report to the residents? They are being paid an astronomical amount of money. So I feel like that is something that they should be doing. Yeah, it would be Toy, but Lil Stank is controlling that for a reason. Because if she hires the proper people and they come into that mess, they're gonna know something is wrong. You know that TikTok where they say they're gonna know. They say no, they're not gonna. They're gonna know. Yeah, they're gonna know. Okay. So then let's see. Okay, so now I'm gonna take you guys. Okay, we did that. We did that. Okay, now I'm going to take you guys to a village meeting. Okay, this village meeting really gave me alarm. Okay, at 37 minutes and 7 seconds, about on November the 5th, 2021, Brittany Norwood asked some very important questions. I'm going to take y'all to that board meeting right now. Okay. And these board meetings, man, for me, I feel like they are all over the place. You know, there's some on the trustee page. There's some on the Village of Dolton page. I hate that for me because I had to hunt this one down by working backwards from the Lori Lightfoot report. Because in the video, Lori Lightfoot said that something happened at one of the board meetings a little bit before or after October meeting. And I had to hunt through all of these meetings to find this. Okay. Let's see. House claim to be a banker, 6 trustees, and none of them are able to read a financial report. They were not getting financial reports, Dog Rex. We learned from Lori Lightfoot in that meeting that they stopped sending reports to anyone on the board. None of the trustees were receiving reports. At the end of it, and I think it still is today, maybe possibly it's worked out, but in the thick of it, the only people that were getting reports were Janice and Tangenique. Now, for me, why weren't Janice and Tangenique forwarding the reports to the Board of Trustees? Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting to me. Been listening while cooking dinner. Wow, SP knows how to educate. Oh, light within, thank you. It seems misuse ARPA funds must be paid back. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be very tough for this Clean House administration. They got a lot to wade through. Well, when the new administration takes over, they will reevaluate having an outside firm. Yeah, they have to. That's a bill they need to get rid of. Okay, really. That's because they stopped on the Dolton YouTube. Yeah, I noticed that. Okay, so we're going to go to this meeting. Travel back in time with me to November the 5th, 2021. So let's get to this meeting. Let's find it. Let me find this meeting. November the 5th, 2021. Okay, here we go. This is October. This is November the 15th. Is it this one? I got to get the right date. November the 5th. I think it's this one. This is the first. So it should be this one. Share this tab. Let me go to minute 3707. 37. Yep, it's this one. All right. So. All right. Can y'all see it? Okay, good. We're going to go to. Hold on one second. I got to read what y'all saying. Hello, everyone can join. Can I join tonight to be a member? Tiffany Riley, you can. I don't know if it's on. I also found out how to turn my gift memberships on. So they're on. But Tiffany Riley, what you can do if you're on your phone, I'm not sure that you can be able to see it. But if you're on your phone, like I can't see it on my phone. So you would have to be on a desktop. Make sure if I don't turn it this way. Yeah, you would have to be on a desktop in order to see the join button on the desktop. Are you able to get to a desktop, Tiffany Riley? Yeah, I saw it, Honeymoon. I've been working 29 years with Board of Supervisors in the Purchase Department. We don't play. Everything is done by the law. She don't do anything by the law, child. I don't understand her. But take a trip back with me to this meeting. Brittany Norwood asked some interesting questions and she says some interesting things. This meeting is November the 5th, 2021. All right, y'all ready? Here we go.
To have the floor to give their say so. So here we are. But I'm all about the business. I want to conduct it. So do anybody else got anything they want to say so we can move forward to voting on what just happened?
Yes, may I be recognized? Mayor, I think that the issue, and I think I stated it, and I'll say it again. I think that the issue is we are all elected officials. I feel like when we look over the $30,000 budget that was allotted for the budget, all of these items on here are always the items that you threw as mayor. So I don't understand why, when it's time for us to host an event, why there's always an issue accessing the money that you use freely without the board approval all the time. And when I look on our warrant list, I see that you have from the miscellaneous line item 01-12-598. I see a DJ gas giveaway for $150. It's those type of things. I mean, you use this DJ, you have it on the warrant list for you to pay out the DJ, but then when there's time for us to pay for a DJ for an event that we have, then there's an issue. That's something that I don't understand. And I also don't understand why, in regards to the hotel stay, every elected official that stayed down there, every elected official there, village paid for their room stays. So it's not like we're asking for a request that is out of the ordinary. Every other elected official did not have a problem. They've already been reimbursed and their room has already been paid for. So I just feel like, again, Mayor, I think that in regards to the budget and when it's our time to spend money, I just don't think that we should have an issue, because all the time you make purchases. We've paid for a $12,000 inauguration that all charges were made by you, everything you decided upon. And we were against it, but we compromised and we paid it out of the budget. So again, I just say, moving forward, we always have a problem when we approve checks. The checks that we approve, they're never distributed by you and the administration. But the checks that we don't approve always seem to get distributed. So I think that that's just my concern. I think that we're all elected by the people. If we're taking care of village business.
Did y'all hear what she said? She said that checks that they do approve don't get paid, but checks that they don't approve do get paid. How? How is that possible? How? Didn't I tell y'all that Janice Johnson is the person who writes the checks out to be signed? Chris Dudley, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Okay, how? If the ordinance is that the board of trustees get the warrant list, they take off what they don't want to pay, they approve what they do want to pay, and that gets paid, how is it that Brittany Norwood is sitting there saying things that we do approve don't get paid, but things that we don't approve do get paid? Okay, now. But the person that makes those checks out is Janice Johnson. Holla if you hear me in the comments. So basically, all of you people that say, why wasn't the trustees doing more? Why didn't they do this? They did everything they were supposed to. Everything. Did you just see this meeting where they was calling her out? Call her straight out. But I said what I said. Who write them checks? Lloyd Lightfoot told us that Janice Johnson the administrator makes the checks out for the things that are approved on the warrant list. Brittany Norwood just told us the things that they approve don't get paid, but the things that they don't approve do get paid. Child, that thing right there took me straight to the floor. Y'all, when I be researching this stuff, I do not be expecting to find the things that I be finding. Okay? So, listen. I don't know who's going to be in trouble. I don't know if somebody's already talking to the alphabet boys. I don't know what's happening. But I do know that right there is a red flag. Let me tell you something else that goes on in this meeting too. That Chris Marabali dude, he tells that he was told by the mayor not to send the trustees the reports. It's on record. He says it. From the Casper group. He says it. I think it's in that meeting. Child, Lord have mercy. Okay? I am too super producer. It's criminal conduct and criminal intent. Okay, child, listen. Shanita, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. But yeah, so y'all stop going out here saying what the trustees are and are not doing because they can't tell us everything that they're doing, right? Some things they can't say in the public. You know, some things are working its way through the judicial system, right? So let's keep encouraging. Let's keep encouraging the trustees, and let's keep praying for them, and let's keep sending them strength so that they can get through this because we are almost done. Okay? Okay, Tiffany Riley, you send me a message or something if for some reason you can't, okay? Yes, thank you. I'm joining. I love the information that be given. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany Riley. I'm so nervous that all these people that have no business seeing people's private information have full. Okay, that part, Kristen. All of that. Because y'all heard what was going on. I remember when Chris was being questioned and he answered honestly, and he did. If you watch that meeting, he did. Every time. He did. Every time. But we are coming down to the end of it. Trust me. Boy, I have some breaking news that I want to share with you guys so bad. But I need to do some research first. You know, super producer have to have receipts, and I want to show you, and you know, I want to be able to tell you. Okay. But yeah, y'all saw Brittany Norwood. She said it. Let me see. I'm gonna let this play a little bit further. Let me see.
I don't think that there should ever be an issue. And thank you, Mayor.
Hold on. Let me back it up. Let me back it up so y'all can hear her again, just in case somebody missed what she said. Tammy takes me out in this video too. If you get a chance to watch this meeting, you really should.
On with the business. I've always said that, trustee, and every time I come on here, everybody wants to have the floor to give their say so. So here we are. But I'm all about the business. I want to conduct it. So do anybody else got anything they want to say so we can move forward to voting on what just happened?
Yes, Mayor, may I be recognized? Mayor, I think that the issue, and I think I stated it, and I'll say it again. I think that the issue is we are all elected officials. I feel like when we look over the $30,000 budget that was allotted for the budget, all of these items on here are always the items that you threw as mayor. So I don't understand why, when it's time for us to host an event, why there's always an issue accessing the money that you use freely without the board approval all the time. And when I look on our warrant list, I see that you have from the miscellaneous.
Okay, wait. Somebody, Tina P, I just turned on. Hold on, I'm gonna try to turn on. I just turned on the fan funding. It should be blinking at the bottom of your screen, but I just turned it on. Let's see. I hope it works. Y'all tell me if it works. Let me see. Somebody made a comment that I wanted to talk to. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. I saw somebody say it was Patrice Nixon. Welcome to the family, Patrice Nixon. Welcome, 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 welcome from Birmingham. Okay, welcome to you. Hey, Monica, how are you? Did it turn on, Tina P? Just look for me and see if Tiff gives you part. Okay. Look for me. Look there for me and see, because I have it turned on now. Okay. Anyway, nope, I have it turned on. It tells me, it says it is. Thank you, SP. People act like they don't have common sense. I know that's right. I just turned it on. I don't know what y'all's thing looks like. I have it here. It says fan funding. I turned it on. Let me go to my page, my page, and see if I can see it. All these super chats and stickers. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna go to the other chat. Y'all give me 1 second. I want to take care of this for you guys. I'm gonna go into the live.
Naturally tender and juicy. Comes in buffalo and original.
Go into the live. Yeah, I turned it on. Well, I tried. It says it's on my thing now. Yeah, it says it's on. But anyway, it's okay. Thank you. Okay. Now she ashy. I'm dead. Okay. So let's finish watching this. I'm gonna see what's wrong with it, because I turned it on, Tina P.
But line item 01-12-598. I see a DJ gas giveaway for $150. It's those type of things. I mean, you use this DJ, you have it on the warrant list for you to pay out the DJ, but then when there's time for us to pay for a DJ for an event that we have, then there's an issue. That's something that I don't understand. And I also don't understand why, in regards to the hotel stay, every elected official that stayed down there, every elected official there, village paid for their room stays. So it's not like we're asking for a request that is out of the ordinary. Every other elected official did not have a problem. They've already been reimbursed, and their room has already been paid for. So I just feel like, again, Mayor, I think that in regards to the budget, and when it's our time to spend money, I just don't think that we should have an issue, because all the time you make purchases. We've paid for a $12,000 inauguration all charges were made by you, everything you decided upon. And we were against it, but we compromised and we paid it out of the budget. So again, I just say, moving forward, we always have a problem when we approve checks. The checks that we approve, they're never distributed by you and the administration. But the checks that we don't approve always seem to get distributed. So I think that that's just my concern. I think that we're all elected by the people. If we're taking care of village business, I don't think that there should ever be an issue. And thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
All right. For the record, everybody, the gas giveaway was all my money. I don't use the village money to give away gas. I don't have anything on there as relates to gas giveaway. And then Trustee Belch, you did bring something up. I'm gonna look into that for a hotel room. You said that's on a credit card. I definitely want to research that.
This takes me out, because did y'all see her just lie? That was crazy. That was crazy. Thomas, she used her own money. Well, how did it end up on the credit card statement then? Make it make sense to me. But anywho, okay, what am I looking for? I see Universe Galaxy. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that email in. Now I can't delete it for some reason. What email? I didn't see it. Okay. Child, this whole meeting, if y'all want to go back to it, it's the November 5th, 2021 meeting, that whole meeting was, eye-opening. So we have Dorothy Brown, Janice Johnson, Keith Freeman, and Kasprick all have they been interviewed by the Alphabet Boys? I would hope, because there are some strange things going on here. And so then we talked about it in February of 2022. Tangenique was the only one receiving the reports from the Kasprick, and then in March it was Janice and Tangenique receiving the reports. Okay, now let's talk about these ARPA funds, and then we almost out of here. ARPA funds, and I'm out of here. Got 2 more slides. We doing good. Patrice Nixon, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, Succeeding too. How are you? The universe galaxy, it's okay. Whatever happened, it's all right. Okay, you got it, Justin. Okay, thanks. All right, so these ARPA funds. Okay, ARPA funds have strict rules. We were talking about this early. Very strict rules that must be followed. If you heard Lori Lightfoot, she talked about there being a portal that Tangenique was given access to, but they don't know if she actually reported everything that she was supposed to report. Let's get to that portion. We're going to get to that portion. The ARPA dollars. I'm looking for it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold the line, please. Here you go. All right. So let's listen to what she says about the ARPA dollars. There we go.
There was an opportunity for the village of Dolton to take advantage of a $5 million appropriation that had been put in place from one of the state legislatures on behalf of the village of Dolton. This was in the state fiscal year 2023. However, that appropriation, for some reason that we were not able to ascertain, was never taken advantage of, meaning those monies never came into the village of Dolton. So $5 million that could have significantly helped the financial fortunes of this village got recycled and went elsewhere, but never came to the village of Dolton. I want to talk to you next about the American Rescue Plan dollars and funding that came to the village of Dolton. As many of you know, the American Rescue Plan was put into place by the Biden-Harris administration to help municipalities, cities, counties, states recover from the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the village received an allocation through the state, which was appropriated in 2 tranches from the Illinois Comptroller's Office. You can see in this chart, the first tranche came in September of 2021, and the next big tranche came again in September of 22 for a total of just over $3 million. Wow. The U.S. Treasury Department had very strict reporting requirements on how municipal governments use those ARPA dollars. Somebody was supposed to be designated as the ARPA reporting person responsible for making sure that they were complying with U.S. Treasury regulations. But contemporaneous documentation that we have seen and confirmed in recent communications is that no one from the village actually took the responsibility to complete the reporting information. The access to...
So you heard that no one took responsibility, not Janice Johnson, who is the administrator. So if no one else took responsibility, it at least should have went to Janice Johnson to make sure that regulations was followed with the ARPA dollars. Yeah, I mean, most people don't under her succeeding too. So this is my question with the ARPA dollars. There was $3,041,220 that came in. There is, Lori Lightfoot is going to say $1,700,000 left. So $1,341,220 was spent on various purchases, mainly in the other category. That right there is not appropriate for the ARPA dollars.
The portal was set up for Ms. Miller, the former finance director, but there's no evidence that she actually made the required reporting of how ARPA dollars were used here in the village.
She was,
and based on the records that we have seen, there's approximately $1.7 million left of the ARPA funds, and it's held in a specific capital projects account. Based on what we've seen,
this is the breakdown of what the ARPA dollars were spent on. The other category is the largest category at $481,379. This woman done blew through $1.3 million of ARPA funds and no real receipts. And you didn't go to the website and account for none of these dollars. These are all things that the House administration are going to have to correct when they come in. They're going to have to find out if they have to pay a fine, if they will be banned from getting further ARPA dollars. I don't know. I'm sure that they're going to be given some grace because of what they were under. But who knows? Tanjanine Miller should have been tracking things at that time. She would definitely be questioned. She's already been questioned succeeding, and there is a deposition, and I said I would go over it with you guys next week sometime. So she didn't do it. Just because she didn't do it doesn't mean it doesn't need to be done. And Janice Johnson, being the administrator, she would have to do it. If she didn't, at least she should have been checking to make sure that it was being done. So yeah, Magnificent Mile, I heard. I mean, Magnificent Gaming, I heard. So that would fall to her. So then we did get some information on this ICE gate. And did y'all see on the WVON interview where Tiffany told about the ICE and said, I do my research? No, she didn't do her own investigation. She got a copy of this Lori Lightfoot report, just like all of the trustees did beforehand. And the ICE breakdown was in there. And so that's where she got that from. She actually did not do any type of research or have Michael or anybody do anything. Okay. She got that report that Lori put out and found out that it was ICE. Yeah. Okay. Amazon purchases were made by Janice Johnson. Lori Lightfoot told us that. So that's one thing we didn't know from the last time. We just knew that there were Amazon purchases. Hey, Menu with Opinion, how you doing? We just know, and Justin, I got your message. You say you're driving, listening. Okay. So we didn't know that last time. We didn't know who actually made the purchases. Lori came and told us that Janice Johnson and 9 other sources. I'm going to tell you right now that probably the reason why she didn't list the 9 other sources is because they are being talked to by the alphabet boys, and she's not going to release their names because some of them probably still have to be talked to, or they may be choosing not to cooperate. And so she wouldn't want to release their names, so that, because she knows that when we get these reports, we tearing them apart. Do you understand me? Apart. So, they didn't want them to, maybe get harassed or feel like they was going to be harassed. Everything was coming under Janet Johnson, but no telling who made the purchases. That's correct. But as we know, you still are the person who should be monitoring. You should be setting off some type of alarm to the trustees if you need help. So, that's the way I feel about it, right? Because I was like, this was before to try to get my, yeah. He converted non-fungible funding into fully, yep. Hey, okay, so, that is what we learned there. I'm not gonna totally be like, oh, Janice Johnson shouldn't. I don't know what the situation is, but the only thing I know is what is being said. She could be a whistleblower, she could be cooperating, all of those things. We definitely know about the time that she got locked in her office and they wouldn't let her out. So we know that she's been working under duress, so any of those things. I don't fault her. I'm just saying she needs to let them know what happened, what were the circumstances, surrounding all of this. Cooperation, is key. So okay. Then we were given specific information on the insurance gate question. So we all found out that Lil Stank cannot be insured and will not be insured. But we also found out that the premiums are very, very high because Little Stank is in the village. We also found out definitively that funds were commingled. There was a township credit card that was used on a Dolton trip. And who knows, maybe there was a Dolton credit card that was used on a township trip. We don't know everything. I also don't think that Lori put everything in this report. I think she put out new things, but she also put out things that, we knew, but she added a piece to some of the things that were public information that we had FOIA'd. She gave actual names of people who use the credit card. And let's look at that. The list of names that she gave, I feel like these people have already been spoken to by the alphabet boys. And I feel like when she says and others, I feel like they refused to talk to the alphabet boys. And that's why she did not list them. That's just my intuition on that. Janice Johnson and Tenjani both went missing from setting up there after Kim did her long speech, and they did. Let's go look at the names of the people that she gave us that had used the credit cards, because this was something we didn't know. We didn't know actual names, and some of these names are not familiar to me. And I'm going to be looking them up and finding out who they are. Let me see, can I find it? That was Kurt Key with the FOIA process. Hold on. This was the ARPA dollars. I believe it was after this. This is where we found out too that the spending has gotten under control. And so when the trustees took her advice from the last report, and so spending has gone down, and so the deficit has decreased somewhat. And so those things we found out, which were new. And that's a great thing that is trending. The deficit is trending down and not up. Credit card use. Okay, let's finding these names. Did I skip it? Nope, not yet. That was for the ICE. It says Janice Johnson was listed as the originator for a number of these purchases. There were 9 other purchasing sources identified in the Amazon records. Do I feel like she know what the 9 other purchasing sources were? Yes, I do. Do I feel like she gave the whole report to the trustees? Yes, I do. Hold on, because I'm looking for. She gave us the list of people who have credit cards. I think I wrote it down. Hold on. Okay, because I wrote it down, but I want you to see it. I want you to see it in black and white. All right, I'm going to just tell y'all the names. I'll tell y'all the names because I have them. Yeah, K-Mac. I passed it. Kenneth Dawkins. I thought I was going fast. Hold on. It's back up there where the credit card stuff is at, I'm sure. The insurance, the litigation, audit concerns, Amazon purchases, credit card use. Okay, credit card use. It should have been here. I can't remember. I should have wrote down what page it was on. But I was trying to get ready. They're not going to charge her. She's just going to get away with it. Hopefully not. Kenneth Dawkins, hold on. I'm gonna put this back up. Okay, so we found out who made purchases on the credit card. But they left off some names. I don't know what pages are. I should have wrote it down. Man, I'm upset that I didn't write it down. Okay, don't worry. I wrote it down on my paper. Okay, so this is who Lori told us. Y'all see I got my notebook. She told us that Tay Sherman, Keith Freeman, Shirley Miles, Robert Hunt, Marcia Walker Brown, Tanika Hughes, and William Moore and others, okay, had credit cards and made purchases. And others is the one thing that bothers me, because I feel like the list that she gave was the people that they could verify, and they have a list of other people that they need to speak with. So that's what I feel about that. But that was a lot of people. There are some names up here that I don't recognize that I'm going to be looking up, or I'm going to be contacting my sources to find out who they are. But we did get actual names, and it is actually in this report. I just did not write down what page it was on, which is crazy because, you know, I try to have everything together for you guys when I do these things. Credit cards. These was the Amazon purchases. These are the skating rink. Man, that is a lot of skatable artificial ice tiles. That's a lot of tiles. I don't know that all of these tiles, because I've been to that skating rink. They have 2 nice buildings on the premises that like hold skates. You know, they have like skates in there that were purchased. And I didn't see any like extra tiles. I feel like that's a lot of tiles for some reason. And that's just me. But those were the names. It's in this report. If you want this report and you didn't get it, and you would like to have it, just email me and I will do that. I will send it to you. Okay. Let's see. So in my conclusion, because the other things we already knew, we knew about the insurance. We knew about her and the insurance. We knew about the FOIA situation because Clerk Key told us about the FOIA situation. We knew that her insurance got canceled. I believe that there was another content creator that showed you guys the letter where she would have to defend herself. We knew about the Las Vegas trips and those situations. We found out about those situations and though the litigation surrounding all of those situations. Here is one other thing that I didn't sit well with me. Okay, just one last thing, and then I'm out of here. Okay. It was this portion right here where it says, working through the Delgado law firm, Mayor Hinyard authorized an investigation to be conducted by the R.E. Walsh and Associates, Inc. of Oak Brook. The investigation was not authorized by the board, and the results have not been shared with the board because they didn't get paid. Well, when you don't do proper work, we just found out about purchase orders and how we supposed to be doing things with government entities. You're not going to get paid. It was unknown the scope of the investigation. So this firm, R.E. Walsh, I'm concerned because they're also out in Tinley Park and they're doing these same types of investigations and not giving the results. And then the scope of the work is not known. So are we doing work or are we not doing work? It is what I'm, and this person was brought by Delgado. Yeah, I'm feeling like allegedly Delgado needs to be investigated too because you're bringing a firm. You know that they need to be approved by the board. They don't get approved. They do the work. They want to be paid. And there's a report out there somewhere, allegedly. So, you know, yeah, that's interesting to me. That company needs to be investigated too, and I'm going to look into them because I told you there's somewhere else that I'm also looking into. R.E. Walsh and Associates. And it's just a shame that a lot of these people. Here we go, right here. There were multiple credit cards in use in Thornton Township in the names of township employees such as Tony Sherman, Keith Freeman, Shelley Miles, Robert Hunt, Marcia Walker Brown, Tanika Hughes, William Moore, and others. It's the and others that concerns me. What does she mean when she says and others? And others could mean that there are some credit cards that are unauthorized, but that are authorized for to be used for township business. Catch that. Okay? Think about it. You guys are so smart out there. Think about it. Okay? Think about what I just said. Okay? 9 slides from the end. Okay. Thank you, Succeeding too. I knew I was going to come across it. Think about what I just said. Okay? All right. And so that, that is, and then so let me show you guys my conclusion is Lawyer Lightfoot was well worth the money that was spent to have definitive answers on where the breakdowns were and where some funds disappeared to and where to perhaps involve attorneys to probe deeper into the rest. So I feel like she was well worth the money. Okay? I feel like she was well worth the money for that. Okay? I know. Okay? So, you guys, that right there concludes my synopsis of the Lori Lightfoot investigation, which I think was a beautiful investigation, and it gave the trustees on both sides, the township and the village of Dolton, ammunition to begin to uncover what they need to uncover. Okay? Others to not employees, it could be finding good. I feel like it is finding good. And I'm telling you, we be thinking the same thing. She do what she want because she's being exempt from the law. What that means. Yeah. We're going to talk about that too. Cannot imagine that she could be on the ballot. Unbelievable. She can't be on the ballot in township, but she's on the ballot in Dolton. I was supposed to be taking notes. The water bill credit, just go back and just replay. That's okay. She did a great job. I think there are other things that will come out. Yeah, they will, because I feel like they're empowered now with things that she knew. And I don't think that this is the entire report. I actually think that there is another report thicker than this one that was given to the trustees. That's what I think, with a lot more information that we are not privy to, that and others stuff. When we see and others, and this, and others, and that, that's what I think. I think that report is like this thick. That's what I think. Okay? If this much came out without any real power, I can only imagine. Okay? Okay, Tina P? Okay? I feel it seems like they were giving cards to any and everyone that was doing her dirt. Yeah. Allegedly. It will be up to the residents to show up and vote. It will. Yep. It will. Okay. For my members only, Mr. Dan Lee will be in our private community on February the 6th at 6:30. February the 6th at 6:30. We will be in our private community with Mr. Dan Lee. You still have time to join if you want to participate in that. We're going to have fun. We're going to learn about Mr. Dan Lee, and it's going to be great. It's going to be epic. Okay. Carol Morton, thank you. All right. You guys like, share, subscribe, all of those things. I thank you for supporting this channel and moving this channel forward. The next time that I will be live for the meeting, what meeting I'm going to on Monday, I'm going to go to Dolton's meeting because listen, if she show up to this meeting, the audacity. But anyway, I know that she's going to show up. So I will be in Dolton on Monday for the meeting. Oh, no. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. So I will be in Dolton on Monday, present for that meeting on Monday. Yeah, they do Finding Good. And I think that it was very thick. I think this one was 73 pages. I feel like theirs was like this because the and others with the S will dictate that. Okay. Please tell Mr. Lee I sent him some history via about him and his wife's painting of the jazz player. Okay, I'll tell him. Thank you, Status Quo. Thank you. Love you all. Good night. Good night. Now y'all out early. I love this. Now y'all is out of here early. Okay? I love this. Go get out there in them YouTube streets and support some other content creators, okay? Some other people. All right. Thank you guys for showing up for me tonight. I so appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, I'll see y'all. I'm going to go live maybe tomorrow or maybe Saturday. Okay? See y'all.
To be in the know, just come watch the show. To know what to do, just jump in the queue. It's up to you. So what you gonna do? All in the queue, it's up to you. All in the queue, it's check out the view. All in the queue.